gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Backyard Buckets. Today we are talking about the Toronto Raptors, what to expect from them during the 2020-2021 NBA season. Can they finally get over the hump, or will they still be that team that gets to the playoffs because of team basketball, and then in the final 5 minutes of Game 7 or Game 6, they can't figure it out because they don't have a closer? All their plays have already gone out the window. We're going to have to figure it out. But first, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. Liking really helps the video on the YouTube algorithm. Subscribing really helps the channel out in general. So make sure you do that. All of the depth chart information I got from ESPN.com. So if you have anything wrong with it, leave, or any insider information, leave it down in the comments below. Let me know. So, like I said, depth charts first. We got Kyle Lowry, one of the most underrated point guards in the NBA, probably the most underrated point guard in the East. And he's just been doing it for years, been balling out, and just quietly doing it. And in the playoffs, he kind of shrinks away. It's not even that. It's just that his team can never win. He doesn't shrink away. He usually plays decent in the playoffs, but he's getting up there too. In age, in terms of years on this earth. At the two, they got Fred VanVleet, who they just re-signed to a 4-year deal worth around $90 million, I think. Kind of weird that Fred VanVleet is better than Gordon Hayward, yet he gets a 4-year, $90 million deal, and VanVleet gets a 4-year, $120 million deal. It's baffling, I think you could say. But at the 3, they have OG Anunoby, hero of, Game 3 last year in the playoffs against the Celtics? I believe it was, because I was getting excited because Kim and them boys were going up 3-0, and then they weren't. At the 4, they got Spicy P, kind of predictable at this point. Kind of had a very, very demoralizing playoff run where he just, every time he got the ball, he did a spin move. Literally. Sorry, my phone's blowing up. If you keep hearing like a buzzing sound, that's what it is. At the 5, they got Aaron Baines coming over from the Boston Celtics. I mean, it's Aaron Baines. You can't really say too much about it. I mean, he's a good, decent quality center, but it's Aaron Baines. Off the bench, they got Malachi Flynn, one of the biggest steals of the draft. Every year, it feels like we're saying, oh, they got this guy. He's going to be one of the biggest steals of the draft. But, I mean, like I said in the last video, Spurs and Raptors, probably the two greatest drafting franchises in NBA history, or at least as of late. It's crazy. They just keep consistently churning out new talent they get in the second round or overseas or late in the first. Dude after dude after dude. But yeah, Malachi Flynn should be a pretty good player for him this season. At the 2, they got Terrence Davis II, another guy that was, slept on in the draft, and they got him later on. He's going to be a good bench player for him. At the 3, they got Norman Powell. He's been there a while. He's been doing his thing there for a while. He should have yet another good season. That is a good role player. Excuse me. At the 4, they got Chris Boucher. I'm not sure how to say it. He actually started with the Warriors, came over to the Raptors, and has found an identity for himself, and is kind of a beast. In the backup 5, they got Alex Len. It's Alex Len. Other guys that will see some minutes, Matt Thomas. Now, I have been seeing some things that Matt Thomas, could be the second coming of Duncan Robinson this season. So if that comes true, the NBA is in for a treat. Because with Matt Thomas being Duncan Robinson, this Raptors team is going to be even more of a team ball. And it's not going to be great. For them in the playoffs, at least. DeAndre Bembry and the GOAT, Patrick McCaw, whose three-peat unfortunately came to an end last season. the most dominant run we've ever seen in sports history. Sadly, I mean, I'm sure he's going to have many more three-peats. He should just, honestly, he should become a sports bettor. That'd be, his calling. My projection for the Toronto Raptors, once again, I think they'll be a good regular season team. Be somewhere between the 2 and 5 seed, probably around the 3 seed range behind the Bucks and Nets. Playoff ceiling, Western Conference semifinals. Once again, I don't think they have the closer to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but if they do, it's going to be Fred VanVleet. That's who the guys are going to be that's going to get them there. It's not going to be Kyle Lowry, I don't think. Or maybe both of them together plus Spin Move P. That's a new nickname. I should coin that. X Factor, the playoffs. That's literally what their X Factor is. Can they have a closer in the playoffs? If they do, dude, Giannis gets dunked on by everybody. If they do, then they'll be a good team. If not, it'll be bad. Final notes, great regular season team that still has things to prove in the playoffs. And that's how it's been kind of for the last few years. We'll see if they can get it done this year. Well, I'm not going to say last few years because they won it. But we'll see if Fred VanVleet or Kyle Lowry can become a closer for them. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We got the last 2 videos of the series before the January 22nd deadline tip-off. So make sure to come back for that. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stick around. And thanks for watching.